Oh, sorry, Councillor Cameron.
So it's actually, it's a remarkable situation I find myself in, because I don't know even now that you put the motion on the floor what its intent is on some key matters. So I am left with the wording of the motion and the wording of the preamble clause and inconsistent answers from yourself. And when you were on CBC today, you seemed to say that this was a conclusive determination. So what we're left with is considerable confusion in my mind, and I think in many people's minds. And so here we go with a partial motion, a motion that doesn't rule out other terminus options, doesn't rule out parking loss, does, according to Councillor Lambert, rule out bus priority lanes, and I don't see anything in the wording of the motion that would do that. But yet he says it does. He says it does on CBC, and he's just said right now it rules out bus priority lanes. So this is an obviously undesirable state of affairs, and I guess I would just ask you once again, Councillor Lambert, do you feel that, having heard Mr. Panetton's answer, that is it your intention, or do you feel like through this motion you are ruling out terminuses other for the B-line other than Park Royal, that you are ruling out, should it pass, bus priority lanes, or that you are ruling out any parking loss in Ambleside or Dunderave?
Well, Councillor Cameron, I do agree with Mr. Panetton, and the operative clauses are as written and shown on the screen. The whereas clauses, the preambulatory clauses, what I was trying to do was to give you an answer to the questions that you asked, recognizing that those were providing background. So technically speaking, the fact that there isn't a specific deletion of those items in the actual resolutions is correct, but what it is looking at is the terminus at Park Royal Shopping Centre, where none of these apply.
Thank you.
All right, so we haven't got a motion yet. We're still in the question period, and we'll go for any other questions from council. So, Councillor Gambioli.
Thank you. Well, I'm still, getting a migraine here with all this, as I'm sure you are as well. I will.
Sorry. Yeah,
I will.
That was more of a rhetorical question, I think.
I will. Yeah. I will ask a couple more questions, because it is not clear to me, it's absolutely not clear to me what this motion is really trying to say, as has just been discussed. So, I would really like to know...
Can I just get order? You have a question for
Councillor Lambert has said to the media very recently, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, that I'm copying from what I've read in the media today, that the results of the public consultation, quote, clearly point to the B-line at Park Royal as the terminus. So my question to you, Mr. Lambert, is I would like to know what results have you clearly seen? Have you seen the results of the online survey? Have you seen the results of the telephone survey? Have you seen the results of all of the workshops and the community meeting? And have you seen the results of all the emails to Mayor and Council?
Councillor Gambioli, thank you very, very much for taking 10 minutes to get around to asking a question. Now,
Councillor Lambert.
No.
And you know what? I'm not going to allow editorializing. I did.
with all respect, Mayor Booth, then
And I did
then
ask
please-
Councillor Gambioli to ask her question, and so just please direct your answers to the question.
She wasn't asking questions to begin with. She was going on.
Fair enough. And
Well,
I
then
asked
you
her-
should, if you would please control that. It would really help the meeting if we could shorten those up. And to answer your question, Councillor Gambioli says, no, I have not seen the results of the telephone survey, which I think is flawed in any event. No, I haven't seen the results, the final results of the online survey, which is equally flawed. And what I have seen are the hundreds and hundreds of emails, the responses at the various community consultation meetings, the response at the big community meeting, the response at the ADRA meeting, the other online surveys, all of the other information that's been out there, and that is what I based my conclusion on.
So, in other words, 10 days ago, when you wrote this motion, you feel that 10 days ago you judged the public response, as being the public response, and then wrote this motion before really we know the public response.
I believe you're talking about the date I wrote the motion. And you
10
were
days ago.
referring to a media interview from the last couple of
No,
days,
I'm
the
referring to
last
what you
days.
just said 15 minutes ago. You said that the motion is a response to the public response. That's what just came out of your mouth 15 minutes ago.
Yes.
I wrote it down.
Yes.
So the response to the public response
today.
from
Okay,
10 days
As
ago.
of today.
I know, 10 days ago,
Can-
because
No,
that's
no,
when you
no,
wrote this.
no.
Hold on,
Oh, my
one person at a
God.
time.
Okay,
Question,
okay,
answer,
okay.
question,
You wrote this
answer.
10 days ago.
I wrote it 10 days ago. The conclusion that I made and I expressed to the press was as a result of all of the public consultation and input that has occurred up until this point. Okay? So it wasn't necessarily the same conclusion 10 days ago. And you might know and appreciate that I am and would be the biggest fan and the biggest promoter, and I've said to all of you in the meetings that we've had, if you could convince me that the B line was the right solution, if you could provide, if you could satisfy, show me how that traffic congestion will work, show me how there won't be parking reduction, show me that the ridership numbers are real. I have a lot of background in doing this kind of work, and I don't see it. And a lot of my professional colleagues don't see it either. And I remained open and remain open to any new information. I said in my opening remarks, I haven't seen that. It's my personal point of view. It doesn't have to be shared with others, but that did inform my notice of motion. Thank you.
Yeah. That informed your notice of motion
So
10
Councillor,
days ago. Okay, that's fine. I'm absolutely unclear on the reasoning for your notice of motion, as I have been for at least the last 10 days.
Councillor Wong.
Thank you, Your Worship. Councillor Lambert, I just wanted to confirm that my understanding of the motion is correct. You are asking essentially, and I'm boiling this down, so apologies if I'm oversimplifying. You're asking for a report to be done to explore in detail what a terminus at Park Royal would look like, in addition to what sort of traffic improvements would look like and cost, and for that report to come back to council within 30 days for council to then make a decision. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. And then so subsequently, Madam Mayor, I'm not sure if my procedures are correct. Am I able to ask questions of staff at this time as well, or no?
Yes. Yes, yes. This is question period.
Thank you. So the report that will come out of the consultation process and everything that's been done up until now, how long will it take for that report to be compiled and presented to council approximately?
Through you, Madam Mayor, to Councillor Wong, the consultation summary report is expected to be before council at a meeting in early April, hopefully April 1st.
Thank you. So essentially, both report from the consultation as well as the report requested through this motion by Councillor Lambert will both be on our table in 30 days for us to consider and then to decide next steps, correct? Thank you.
That's correct.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. All the data is not in, but I've to date received close to 2,000 emails and pretty much caught up to them. I've been at pretty much every meeting I could attend, talked to various groups. Above all else, I just want to thank you all for showing up. The input has been top quality. This isn't NIMBYism. I just wanted to point out this is people speaking to what is passionate or what's important to them.